So this is how my okra is looking right now. The left, all the green on the left is the Clemson spineless variety. And then this right, these ones are the red burgundy variety. I think my plan is to just harvest everything that's on it right now. And then for the Clemson spineless, I think I'm gonna let that go to seed and collect those seeds, which means just letting the okra dry on the plant. This red burgundy variety is just getting started though, so I'll continue harvesting that when I get back. This is all the okra I ended up with, literally just from harvesting today, which is why I'm not too sad about letting these plants go to seed while I'm gone. But next I'm going to figure out this watermelon situation and then also harvest the Mad Hatter peppers from this plant. Aren't quite ready, but since I'm going to be gone, I'm going to take them off anyway, and this plant can just devote energy to growing leaves, starting new peppers, and staying alive while it's 100 whatever degrees while I'm gone. I was hoping that my watermelon was going to be ready before I left, but I don't think it is. From what I've read, the most surefire way to know is looking at the tendril that is closest to the melon, which is this one right here, and this should be like dried out completely. It's still very green, so I don't think this is ready. I also don't know what variety this is. I forgot, so I can't really go on looks that much. The other thing they say is to check I don't want to turn it over because I'm going to break it, but the field spot on the bottom, look for yellowing rather than the like light green creamy color, and that looks fine, but I think I'm going to wait. So I just need to again prune some of these branches that are on it. I've been letting it go because I haven't been getting female flowers. Like this is the only melon that I have, and I've just gotten a bunch of male flowers, but I did spot this little tiny watermelon, so I don't know if this got pollinated. I'm gonna leave it, but I'm gonna check all of the other vines before I prune them off, but otherwise get this cleaned up before I go, and then hopefully this will be ready when I get back. In some exciting news, I found this little guy hanging out. So I moved the vine, I put him up into this raised bed. I think that's gonna protect him a little bit better. And then I'm also going to gently put a long staple in just to keep it from falling out or getting blown over in the wind or stuff like that. So yeah, cute. And then I also found something over there. I'm going to show you in just a second. Alright, hopefully you all can see this. So I have this vine here, which if you look has a tiny little watermelon right here. And then also the flower on it is still open. So what I'm gonna do is have this male flower from another part of the plant, and I'm gonna take the petals off the outside. So I just have this part here, and this I'm going to just tap, tap, tap on the flower attached to this melon, so that hopefully this will become pollinated, and then this will grow into a big watermelon. Alright, this is the watermelon all cleaned up. So I've got one watermelon here that I put inside the raised bed and put the lawn staple in. Right there is the one that I just pollinated by hand. There's actually another one next to it too, so I'll see if one of those is successful. And then of course I've got my large one there, and then in this tiny little vine that I put inside the raised bed, there's another one as well. So excited to see how those do while I'm gone, and hopefully at least one or two are successful. All right, if you remember from my garden tour, these were my two Thai chilies, and they're on the east side of my garden, which means it gets the west sun in the afternoon. So with the super high temperatures that we've been having, these are just struggling a lot. Also, the soil in this bag is kind of garbage. I bought it from, I can't remember where I bought it from, probably Lowe's, and it was called Vegetable, I don't remember. I'll put a picture up on the screen, but it's just so like woody and dry. It almost feels like mulch, and the soil in that pot is different. That's better soil over there. So this one, like, it just could not retain moisture at all, and this shriveled up and died. So this is done for sure. I don't have super high hopes for the Thai chili over there. So you can see in the pot I planted like a little backup okra, just in case that like dies while I'm gone. And I think I'm just gonna leave it and see what it does. I might try and plant like a sunflower or something in here, just because nothing's gonna be in this pot otherwise. But yeah, that's the current situation. I'm gonna pull this out, and that's about it. Alright, here's a little pumpkin update for you. These are the Jack-B Little pumpkins that I planted just a little while ago. And then the daisy gourds are over here. These got eaten by something when they were little, so I had to replant them. But looks like they're coming back, and once they get to a slightly larger size, they'll be mostly protected from things eating them. So TBD on those. But these are looking great over here. I'm going to choose one of these to keep and then take the other one out. I think I'm going to take this one out. I don't know. I'll choose. But yeah, and then hopefully these will be much larger by the time I get back. Alright, over here is where I have my habanada peppers. These two, the newly planted ones, are still hanging in there. They're doing great. This one, this was the one that I planted earlier in the season, and it's just not handled the heat very well. Also, I think the sun gets to it in the afternoon, which has just been too hot for it to handle. So as much as it pains me, I think I'm going to take this out and just use this space for something else in the fall. But the other one that I planted over here earlier, this one's still doing great. So, and this one's more protected by the shade. So I feel like that's the issue. But yeah, I'm gonna be taking this one out before I leave, just so this space is open and it's not using any resources from the bed as a whole. So. Ordinarily I would just take this pole out, but it's actually supporting some shade cloth up at the top, so I cannot do that. By the way, look how great these zinnias are doing. Like, they should not be doing this well for how hot it's been. These are the ones that I deadheaded a couple weeks ago, and they have just shot up, putting out new blooms, looking great. Not so great are these Craspedia flowers. I was just like not paying attention to them at all, and they are absolutely infested with mealybugs. Like it's disgusting. So I'll be taking this just completely out today, and I'll probably leave the pot unplanted for a while, just to let it sit, and then I'll plant something else in it when I get back. But I'll get a close up, but it's kind of gross. Alright, the last thing I want to do before I go is go around the garden and make sure everything is really well supported. I'm expecting things to grow quite a bit while I'm gone, so I want to make sure I have the tops of the plants tied to posts and things like that so that the new growth will not topple over. Also, this basil is like getting in the way of these tomatoes, so I have 2 wooden posts. I think I'm going to try putting a post at either end of the bed and then tying string to kind of keep them in the middle. I don't know. We're gonna give it a shot, but that's what I'll do now. Tomatoes, and they're leaning forward. I don't think I need to put a string around the back. I might go ahead and do that anyway. But yeah, that worked great. Alright, I ended up adding a second string here to the front. And I think we're good to go. So I'm going to make sure that all of these tomatoes are tied onto these strings. This trellising method, I think the quote-unquote correct way to do it is to just like wrap these around the strings. I've found that actually damaged some of my tomatoes the last time I tried that, so I've just been tying them to the strings and essentially using it as I would a post, and that seems to be working pretty well. I use this elastic, I forget the where I got it from. I think I just got it from Amazon, but this like allows some stretch and some bend as the tomato grows, and that's been working really well. So I'm just going to tie the tops up here so that I know that these will be supported, so that new growth coming out here will hopefully not break off. Alright, this is how we are looking. I'm just going to do a little walkthrough of the garden just so I can see how everything looks now and compare it to how it looks when I get back. See